Greetings YouTube, welcome to 0AD Newbie Rush. I'm Jim Kogan. We are back once again with 4v4 action. Now a little bit weird this one, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a combination of mods, we're having to run this game in 1.5 speed. Just purely because when I ran it in normal speed, everything was incredibly slow, and it seems to be unique to this game, possibly combination of the mods that some of the players had. So we're doing this in 1.5 speed. If it slows to a crawl, we might have to abandon it. If it speeds up, then I'll have to slow the action down. But that is why we are at 1.5 speed. It's a 4v4. We're on a mainland. Looks like temperate biome, so pretty standard here. I haven't seen this game, so I don't know the outcome. Few familiar faces. Let's introduce the players, and we'll see how it goes. So, Team 1 in the north of the map, in the pinky fuchsia colour. Player I've never seen before. This is Ruse, rated 1287, playing as the Britons. Interested to see how players deal with the Celtic factions. This match is actually from a while ago. This is from March, so I imagine a lot of players still somewhat unfamiliar with Alpha 24 at this stage. So could be that Ruse no longer plays as one of the Celtic factions. The Britons, much maligned, I think, at the beginning and the launch of Alpha 24. I think people have found out how to use them better, but you certainly can't use them in the same way quite the same way you did in Alpha 23. Let's have a look. Moving on, in the blue, playing as the Iberians, it's Andrea Zaddy, rated 1497, solid player. I think I might have seen Andrea Zaddy play previously a couple of times. I'm just having a look here to see if Ruse is raiding. No, Ruse is hunting on this border. So yeah, Andrea Zaddy, like I said, decent rating, pushing the 1500s, which is usually a sign of a good player. Very typical tactical decision here to take out the Iberian wall to provide easy access to this wood line. Very commonly used tactic. Does slightly compromise the walls of the Iberians, but it does give you instantaneous access to nearby wood lines, and all the top players, you will see them do that. I've not seen, I don't think I've ever covered Andrea Zaddy in a game, so I'm intrigued to see how they do. Andrea Zaddy in the blues as the Iberians. Moving along in the green, Hercule, rated 1488, another player pushing 1500s at this stage, playing as Carthaginians. Some love for the Carthaginians in Alpha 24, although still some haters. I don't get on playing with it as them, but you know, interesting to see. They are very dangerous in the hands of a good exponent. So Hercule, Carthaginians, rating 1488 there in the green. And finally, in the yellow, it's Vinmi, rating of 1799, playing as the Spartans. Now, I've only ever seen Vinmi, I think, giving very, very, very irreverent and somewhat scatty posts on the 0AD forum. I've no idea exactly how good a player Vinmi is. The rating would suggest they are the highest rated player in this game. So we'll see. Vinmi has immediately started with an attack. He's raised some cav and is going in on his opposite number here. We better do this in reverse order, because it's quite an odd one. Vinmi attacking the red player, who is Cobra Kai, very familiar face to 0AD Newbie Rush watchers. So we'll do this backwards, because this seems to be where the action is. This is Cobra Kai taking a bit of flack from Vinmi's cavalry here. Cobra Kai playing as the Morians, rated 1319. So, well, we certainly have seen a very early explanation as to how Vinmi is hoping to do this. He's actually lost more than he's gained in this. He's lost 6, killed 4, but has got an early tower, and it's heavily garrisoned. There is a an equal tower on the other side, fully garrisoned. So this has suddenly become no man's land. I think things have settled down. I don't know if Vinmi is planning to raise any more cav. Whether that worked out or not, I don't know. But Cobra Kai in the red playing as the Morians certainly didn't panic there, didn't lose too much. Let's go back to the regular roundup of everything. On the opposite flank to Ruse, we have in the orange faction 2 player we've covered a few times, rating 1378, playing as the Athenians. Athenians now widely regarded as the weakest civ in 0 AD. Whether that is fair or not, I don't know. I hate playing as the Athenians. We will see how faction 2 did. I wonder if this was a random draw. There's only, there's 2 Morians players, 2 Athenians players. In fact, they're all on team 2, so this is interesting. I've no idea on this game. Like I said, it's from a while back. Faction 2, relatively low-ish rating, so just about to hit the 1400s. So, well, solid but low-ish. I've seen Faction 2 play before. Good supporting player. Not sure if they are heading into that top bracket. Seen them lose a few tactical games as well, but always worth a watch, Faction 2. On the flank against Ruse, so should be an even contest there. Now, moving along, in the light blue or cyan, a very familiar player, Hamdi, with custom rating of DDoS. So this will tell you this was round about the time of the denial of service attacks on the 0 AD servers, multiplayer servers. Hamdi we last saw in a game, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, where very uncharacteristically Hamdi got taken down pretty quickly by an amazing performance by the opposing team. So Hamdi is a player I do rate. I would say a rating probably in the 15 to 1600s if I'm being fair. Hamdi typically a good player, but met his match in that game. Be interesting to see how Hamdi did here. Like I said, this is a game from way back in March, which seems like so long ago now, when Alpha 24 was very new. Alpha 24 actually, its days could be numbered, because Alpha 25 is coming out very, very soon. Initial promise, from what I've seen of it in my capacity doing PR, it looks like it's going to seriously over-deliver. I am very, very, very pleased by how it's shaping up. It does look very good indeed. Moving on to the player in the purple, this is Jag09, who I think I've seen play a couple of times. Rating 1395, so pushing towards the 1400s. I think I've seen them play before, but I just cannot remember. It might have been a long time ago. Playing as the Athenians. Not sure what they're all about. Looking forward to seeing them. In the pocket alongside Hamdi, so you would expect these are the teams that are going to push towards the middle of the map, maybe with expansion, or support their partners on the flank. Speaking of the flank, let's go back to Cobra Kai, see how things are looking. No further action after that initial sort of rushed attack there from Vinmi. It was, I don't know whether it was reckless or not. Interesting. Let's have a look at the populations overall. We got players phasing up already. So 9 minutes in. 9 minutes in, we're seeing Ruse and Andrasadi both phasing up. So that's quite early. Ruse and Andrasadi have now... Well, Ruse has reached it. So has Andrasadi. They are, so reaching it on 9 minutes 30. Ruse population of 85, lowest population in the game at this stage. And Andrasadi 99. Very, very fast. Hamdi and Faction 2 are leading populations overall. So the players just here, yeah, they're going to look very strong. I wonder if they are planning to do something to knock over Ruse early. Ruse doesn't seem to be producing at the moment. He's got 10 queued up, but it seems to be stuck on 85 for an eternity. Faction 2 jumped to 124. Faction 2 also the only player with any considerable amount of cav at the moment. And they are heading into Hamdi's base, so I don't know if this is just purely scouting, looking about. Has anybody taken the vision? No, nobody appears to have taken the vision upgrades to see what their partners are doing. Huge attack going on here. This is Vinmi going in on Cobra Kai again, and he is getting the kills. 11 kills. I just saw a yellow blob on the minimap, and he's run straight into the CC with all these troops. How big is this army?
Yes.
So at the moment there are 11 hoplites and 18 skirmishers and a whole load more skirmishers at the periphery here. They're not going to capture that barracks unless they all pile onto it. There are 10 people in it, so it's going to be a hard ask, and it looks like Cobra Kai's destroyed it. Cobra Kai is struggling here, population down to 80, so this is mass intimidation from Vinmi. Just looking for other things that might be happening at the same time. Vinmi's killed 27 for the loss of 13. Yeah, it's an interesting attack. Is he going to get any support from other players? Jago 9. Now you'll notice the higher rated players always seem to be more switched on at this, as Vinmi is ripping through these houses and capturing them. He's not destroying them at this stage. He could really do with destroying, because their loyalty may switch back. If he could destroy them, that would definitely hamper Cobra Kai's progress. This is where the action is. It's a pretty interesting tactical decision by Vinmi. Has anybody else faced that? Andrasati has made it to phase 3. That was quick. That was a lightning phase up by Andrasati. On 11 minutes and 55 seconds. There are still players in phase 1. Cobra Kai and Vinmi are both in phase 1. Everybody else is in phase 2, apart from Andrasati, who has gone straight up to phase 3. But we'll keep having a look at this. What's this over here? This is Woodcutter's group of women and worker elephant. The attack, I wouldn't say is over, but Cobra Kai has come back into it a little bit. He's got 20 kills now to 30 losses. And it looks like Vinmi has claimed these houses. He's actually managed to expand his territory into this area. No question of them losing loyalty at this stage. There's still one rogue house that's gradually switching back. And Jago 9 has sent some troops in, so coming to take this away. But there is a garrison tower right on the edge of Cobra Kai's base. This has definitely hampered his food production. There's nobody farming at the moment, so Cobra Kai got a small reserve of food, but it's not being increased at the moment. So interesting times. I don't know what Cobra Kai is going to do, and I don't know what Jag is doing. He's just running straight into Vinmi's territory. We're keeping an eye out on expansions, as we see Hercula's also phased up. So we're 30 minutes in, and Howdy has started the upgrade to the city phase as well. Cobra Kai has just reached the town phase, so Vinmi's still in phase 1. Is this a rash jump too far? Has he tried to bite off more than he could chew? He's totally slaughtered that little army from Jago 9. Not surprisingly, and they're coming back for more into Cobra Kai's territory. Cobra Kai hastily trying to get his towers upgraded over here. Yeah, so this is the dangerous front line. This is where a lot of the action is going to take back. I'm surprised that Cobra Kai hasn't deliberately put more towers here just to kind of reinforce this. Vinmi is still the only player who has not phased up. We're seeing Ruse has made it to phase 3 as well, so almost all of now Vinmi has made it to phase 2 now. And this is an army of Hercules running through here. Where are they going? Are they going to attack Cobra Kai as well? It's quite a large concentration. There's no sign of a side expansion, although they've expanded right to the edge of the territory and put a fortress down here. And now they look like they are coming through. This is going to be... it's not a joint attack at this point. Small concentration of troops from Jag here, which are not going to do much. And they look like they are working on absolutely crippling Cobra Kai. Anything happening on the other flank? As Hercule is looking to occupy this area with Vinmi. They've created an opening. Vinmi needs to get to phase 3. Only players in phase 2 at the moment on team 1. Vinmi's the only one. Hamdi and faction 2 have both phased up. Cobra Kai and Jag have not. Jag, I think, really needs to focus on getting there rather than sending in small pockets of troops to be slaughtered here. Who is leading population-wise? Hamdi. We're going to see a big expansion from Hamdi, surely. He's gone straight for elephants, actually. I think this is going to be... Looks like they're going to bypass expansion and go straight for combat. More elephants. So who is Hamdi going to throw them at? On this flank here, Ruse has gone for a very defensive structure. Palisade walls, towers at each end. Rams come in here from Andrasade, lots of them. Who's got all the siege? So yeah, Andrasade has got 6 rams. Hercule has got 2 siege engines. I don't know where they are. They're coming in now. Jag appears to be getting splattered by everybody. Cobra Kai still bringing up the rear in terms of population, not able to phase up to phase 3. Population of 132, constantly under pressure, and the Rams are in. So yeah, Vinmi, Hercule, and Cobra Kai and Jag are trying to fight this off. Cobra Kai trying to carry on as normal whilst defending this flank. He is still low on food. He's got farmers set up at the bottom, but these fields at the front are totally out of bounds at the moment. We're seeing movement over here. We're going to see the 2 big siege armies run into each other. So this is interesting. So this is Hamdi running straight into Andrasade. The Rams have turned about, and now we're seeing faction 2 coming in to join. This looks like a joint maneuver on Ruse here. Ruse has got a large infantry. He's got a decent sized population. Nobody's gone in for champions other than the elephants here, and nobody's gone in for cabs. So we've got opposite flanks kicking off. I wouldn't want to be in Rue's position. I don't know what he has got at this stage to fight off all the elephants and this combined. So it looks like melee infantry here being provided. Yeah, lots of hoplites being provided by faction 2, and it's archers at the back being provided by Hamdi, and elephants going through. Where are the elephants go? The elephants chasing the rams, and a couple are hanging around here, possibly to make a move on Ruse. The battle over here, it's looking bad for Cobra Kai. The Rams have made it to the danger area. Are they going to go in on the CC, or are they going after towers and small buildings here? Hamdi no longer has the lowest population. Ruse, who is definitely feeling the pressure on the other flank. So what has Andrasade done? So he's retreated back into his own territory, and he's trying to send this 9 rams. He's trying to send them south. It's kind of a big sort of train. You can't really hide this and do a sneak attack through the middle with that many rams. It's not looking good for Ruse. They've breached the outer defences. They haven't got anywhere near the CC yet. But in terms of losses, faction 2's only lost 26, killed 61. Hamdi 65 kills, only lost 20. Ruse has lost 104, so he is definitely in deficit, under 100, and this civ surely will fall if they're not careful. The elephants are run into a bit of resistance further north. There's only one of them left now up there. The Rams have made it to halfway through the map, but I'm assuming everybody knows where they are. Hamdi certainly knows where they are. He's got 3 archers tracking them. Is he trying to put stuff in place? Has he warned Jag that they're coming his way? They most definitely are coming his way. I don't think he has. Jag's still engaged in this defence over here. They seem to have fought Hercule back a little. This is bolt shooters being employed and a catapult, but Jag is going to have to defend himself here. And it looks like Vinmi knows these rams are coming. He's sending troops here to attack Jag, so this is quite clever. Hamdi's army's made it all the way up to Alessandra, but they're now coming back. I think they know they're going to really be called to defend, but no, the elephant goes in on this fortress. And it doesn't look like Andrasade's got anything to stop it. Where is Hamdi going now? Is Hamdi going after Hercule? The Rams have made it to Jag. And I think they're going to be largely unopposed. There's everything being thrown at it. It's the women, unfortunately, so they're not going to get too far. Cobra Kai is trying to support back here, but he's still got a front line of his own to defend. There is some siege there. The bolt shooter's just been destroyed. Don't think the catapult would have been effective in that either. Cobra Kai now running over here to try and stop this attack because the rams are surely coming through. On the other side, Ruse has more or less capitulated down to a population of 68, and these are rams of Faction 2's coming in. This is his one ram. So it looks like he's going to try and take down this CC with a single ram. Doesn't seem to be much that can stop it. That ram is getting damaged. The house is there, and I think Ruse is in huge trouble. He's not getting much support from Andrasadi. Hercule's still persisting, and it's Cobra Kai's CC that could be on the verge of falling here. In the middle, the rams have reached Jag's base. Where's Hamdi's army? Hamdi's army is up here. They're now hassling Hercule back in there. They don't think they've got any siege. Is that one elephant dead? Yep, there is the dead elephant. It did make a dent in the fortress, but didn't get much further. So several things going on at the moment. Over here we have what I think is going to be an attempt at a capture. They've almost trashed that. The ram can't quite get in to destroy it. I think it will now. We've also got Hamdi up here. Yeah, I think they're desperate for a capture, and they've got the capture. So that is a disaster for Ruse. I think that is the end of him as a player, unless he can relocate. But he's been slaughtered down to population 45. Ruse is pretty much out of this game as a fighting force at this stage. Hamdi is now retreating, having caused quite a lot of damage up there. He has taken more losses than he has in... No, he hasn't. He has inflicted a lot more kills. It's 149 plays. 82 losses now. He is just hanging back and hassling Hercule. Hercule is still fighting this front line over here with Cobra Kai. They fought off another ram, and the CC still standing. Jag CC very much destroyed, having to be rebuilt. They seem to have repelled all of those rams. So they've all been destroyed. So between Cobra Kai, Hamdi, and Jag, they have repelled. And it looks like Faction 2 had a bit of involvement there as well. Now Hamdi's big army still not got any. He's got 4 champion elephants. I'm not sure where they are. They must be... There they are. So these are the champion reinforcements. Doesn't really have to worry about Ruse anymore. Ruse down to population 39. Faction 2 has got this, and just a few barracks to capture with a few bits of resistance to mop up. But he has control of this flank. Andrasadi hasn't really done anything, it has to be said. He's producing more rams over here. The makeup of his army doesn't seem to be that great. 101, 115 now infantry, but they haven't really committed to an attack other than sending a lot of siege down here. Hamdi now coming back, the elephants are back, and Faction 2 is coming through here. So they're trying to do more or less the same thing they did to Ruse. They're going to run straight into these rams again. The elephants are probably going to take care of those before they've even left Alessandri's territory. We're 22 minutes 52 in. Hercule making a big push again on Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is population 105. Has got his kill-death ratio into the positive, so he has defended admirably. He's now got support from some troops from Faction 2, who seems to have been everywhere. Faction 2 has a small contingent down here to support this effort, which is pretty impressive. It's not a small contingent either. It is like nearly 40 troops. And I don't think that CC is going down this time either. Hercule seems to be running out of steam a bit here. Hamdi definitely going in on Hercule again at his base. Faction 2, some of the rams have survived. Where are the elephants? The elephants are making a straight play through the walls. They are looking to take out Alessandri's Andrasadi's base there. Yeah, I don't fancy his position much. Hamdi is causing much consternation here for Hercule. Hercule's still fighting this off, but Jack has provided some siege, having rebuilt his CC. Cobra Kai doing what he's done all through this game and just trying to hold this area. They've repaired the CC. And anything going in, Hercule is, he is still in the positive. We haven't seen that much from Vinmi since his initial exploits. He has killed a lot of troops. He is the leading killer, and he has got a big population, but not gone in for siege or champions or anything at all. It's just been infantry, and only small pockets of them. He's not committed a huge army. There is now a concentration of his forces here. The two of them work together, got the siege through. They could probably take this. They're starting to hurt Cobra Kai again and take down his infrastructure. Over here, looks like the elephants have been killed. The CC is over halfway damaged, but there's nothing to fully knock it over. I don't think they're going to get a capture on it, and they have to give up on attacking Andreasadi's base. Over this side, Andreasadi's Rams are attempting to dismantle this territory that Faction 2 captured. But I mean, this is not of great strategic importance. Faction 2 has mobile armies. I suppose if they press down, they're into Faction 2's territory for real. But they're not really supporting the effort elsewhere. Looks like Hamdi's still maintaining this whole intimidation setup. He's captured a barracks in the middle there. Could really do with destroying it before his loyalty switches and the gains are lost. Ruse still effectively out of this game. Population 27. Faction 2 is sending large amounts of. He's found. Look at this. He's found Ruse second base. So it looks like Ruse is going to have another CC lost again, and I think they might go for another capture. Interesting. Down here they are throwing themselves upon Cobra Kai's base. There are rams in there. There's a lot of Vinmi's troops. They are going to deny a fortress that they were trying to build next to it to get more firepower there. But are the rams now going in on Cobra Kai's CC? This one could be significant. There is a huge amount of siege going around the side there. Is that bolt shooters or catapults? Catapults, 4 of them. It's going to position them. He's going to hit walls here, but I don't know if that's a sensible approach. CC still no closer to going down. There's just a thronging mass. We've seen a lot of lag in this game now. A thronging mass of fighting in front of this CC, and they're still not getting through, so the CC's being repaired. Hamdi has armies all over the place. I think we can probably slow this down to smooth it out a little bit. I don't know if that'll help or not. Hamdi has armies all over the place, just hassling and harassing. And now he's got elephants going in on Hercule's CC, and I don't think there's anything going to stop those. They've gone in for a house, which is a bit of a shame. Over this side, there are still rams fighting. Who's that fighting those? I think we've had a resignation. Ruse has definitely resigned. I missed that completely. So I was looking at everything else, but yeah, Ruse has left the game, so he's out of it. So Team 1, despite being in an interesting position, certainly on this flank, you would say they've finally got Cobra Kai's CC. So the pressure is told. Hamdi is over here reclaiming a lot of this territory. It's now hassling Vinmi on the flank, and it looks like Faction 2. There goes Hercule's CC. So there's quite a few players without CCs at the moment. Andreasadi I've been a bit disappointed with. I haven't really seen. This is a major significance thing now. He's going in for Faction 2 with a lot of rams and actually committed some infantry to this. So it's better late than never. But in the meantime, he's not really participated in the battle in the middle, where Hercule is being sort of dismantled. Hercule now down to a population of 44 and essentially has also been removed from the game. So it's only really Vinmi and Andreasadi who've got any kind of serious armies out there. Hamdi Faction 2 are just ripping through the rest of it. Cobra Kai, somewhat marginalised, but I mean, he spent the whole game trying to hold on to this flank, and in all truth, Vinmi has not taken it. He's just been pushed back a little bit. Cobra Kai, he's still got a strong presence here. Jag has been helping, lost a CC of his own but rebounded, and we have a major expansion in the middle. It looks like, I wonder if they did capture that CC. Yeah, that CC now belongs to Faction 2. So, yeah, most of the territory now. And that's another resignation. Vinmi has resigned. So that's the beginning of the end. Andrasadi is basically, his attack is going to run out of steam here. So, Vinmi saw things weren't going his team's way and chucked the towel in, despite being in a relatively strong position himself, and that's the end. There goes, I think Adrasadi chucked the towel in at that point as well. So, interesting. Let's have a look at the summaries and see how they did. So, a strange mix of players. I find Vinmi is just as strange a player as he is seemingly a human being on the forums. Slightly strange approach. Hard to tell, really, how that could have gone differently. I think clearly Team 2 won that. 39,997 plays 35,271. Some good scorers on Team 1. So Hercule and Vinmi both got scores in the 11,000. But all of Team 2 scored decently, and Hamdi and Faction 2 scored very well. Where was that won and lost? Let's have a look at the old kill-death ratios a minute. So Hercule eventually fell into deficit. Ruse was not a killing machine at all. Andrasadi, I'm a little disappointed with. I think got all those rams out, got to phase 3 faster than anyone else. Didn't do an expansion, didn't set up to support Ruse in the middle. Basically left Ruse to fend for himself. And against the combination of Hamdi and then later Faction 2, he had no chance. Britons were not geared up to deal with that combination going for him. So that was good teamwork between Hamdi and Faction 2. On the other side, Vinmi started very aggressively, and him and Hercule, that's the thing, for all the scores and the attacking prowess that they had, Cobra Kai finished with a higher kill-death ratio. He was supported by Jag, who I think was a somewhat more inexperienced player. So cameo support from Jag, but he was always there. They did eventually, when it was too late, knock over Cobra Kai's CC. But Cobra Kai held out a hell of a lot longer than I think anybody would have expected against two civs attacking him. Andrasadi, I think, is the weak link on that team. I think, considering the position that he got to so fast, there doesn't seem to have been great coordination. Vinmi and Hercule seemed to be sort of working together, but they could not effectively go. They had one tactic, and that was to go through the front door of Cobra Kai, and Cobra Kai was not going to let that happen. So between them, they failed to achieve claiming that flank. Whereas Hamdi in Faction 2 ran into no resistance from Andrasadi. In fact, he took all his rams and turned tail. And Ruse was never going to be able to resist that attack. So they were attacking from a side angle and a pretty open run at the CC. Faction 2 captured it. And from that point on, Ruse was a non-player. He did make another base somewhere else, and Faction 2 captured that as well. So we got to say, who is player of the game? Well, kill death ratio, Faction 2 turned out to be pretty lethal. He killed 319 only for the loss of 120 overall kills. Cobra Kai killed. Let's have a look. Yeah, Cobra Kai killed 340. Hercule got quite close. Vinmi nearly got 400 kills. So Vinmi top killer. But kill-death ratio went to Cobra Kai, Faction 2 for his exploits. I'm not sure who to give this to as top player. I think it's got to be between Hamdi and Faction 2. I'm actually probably going to give this to Faction 2 just by a hair, by his kill-death ratio. Everywhere he went, he was lethal. I know Hamdi did cause a lot of intimidation at the top, but Faction 2 went everywhere with a plan and seemed to execute it absolutely brilliantly. And he did support Cobra Kai with a small faction of his own troops. He seemed to be everywhere in both attack and defense. So it was close. It was from a hair from Hamdi, but I'm giving it to Faction 2. A player I've been somewhat unsure about. I've seen them have weaker games. I've seen them have better games. This very definitely one of their better games. So congratulations to Faction 2. Hamdi, who submitted this game, it was one of a huge batch he gave me, and it was very much a question to pick it at random. And as I said, the game did give me trouble in terms of performance of the game engine and some of the mods on it. Not had that with any other game, so bit of a strange one. I'll have to speak to Hamdi and see if we can find out why that was. I don't know if that was the custom rating mod that he had, but massive thanks to Hamdi. It's probably the last one of his. I've got a whole load of games that I'm probably not going to get to broadcast. So he sent me a whole zip file full of stuff. Maybe might have a 1v1 I could broadcast in the next couple of weeks if Alpha 25 doesn't quite go live straight away. But massive thanks to Hamdi, long-term supporter of this channel, good friend of the channel, and we always love watching his games. And I feel better for him having showed a game he didn't submit the other week, where he just had one of those games and got absolutely wiped out. He was the hero in this one as well. But overall, I think Faction 2 has to get player of the game for that. So congratulations to Faction 2. Big thanks to Hamdi. Congratulations overall to Team 2. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to be notified of future episodes. If you'd like one of your matches featured on the show, see the video description of how you can submit your replays. And if you can't wait for the next episode, then why not check out these playlists in the end titles for more replays, commentary, and tutorials on 0 AD Newbie Rush. I'll see you in the next video.